Well, hello and welcome out here to Arkadelphia, Arkansas, home of the Arkadelphia Badgers. They're facing off in two big games tonight between DeQueen Leopards. It'll be the girls' game first as they're about to get underway. I'm Joshua Salem here with Chris Babb. It's great to be out here with you, Chris.
Glad to be here, Josh. This is a 4A7 conference matchup. This is the first time in several years that Arkadelphia and DeQueen have been in the same conference with the conference alignments now. The Arkadelphia baseball, basketball, softball teams are in the same conference in the 4A7 with DeQueen. It's not that case in football, but it is the setup for the rest of the sports. And the Lady Badgers have a tough task. DeQueen comes into the game, Josh, 17-2 overall, undefeated in 4A7 conference play at 6-0. I believe that's actually 6-0 coming into tonight's game. So a tough test for the Arkadelphia Lady Badgers. DeQueen was a 5A quarterfinalist last year, and obviously playing in 4A this year, they expect to make a run deep into the postseason. It's going to be a game of the little things for the Lady Badgers as they have to face this tough DeQueen Lady Leopard team.
Yeah, they do, and they come in ranked 36th in the state of Arkansas, which is phenomenal, but due to their record 17-2, as you just mentioned, Chris, they're coached by Paul Dean, and he's done a phenomenal job already. His record shows it. But for Arkadelphia, the Badgers are coached by Jonathan Klein, and they're looking to try and upset the DeQueen Leopards tonight and get another win in conference, currently 1-6. But, it's a game of the little things, and if you can do the little things better than the other team, who says you can't go out there and beat them? So they are also 4-14 on the year, but Arkadelphia looking for another win tonight. And then shortly after, we'll talk a little bit now about it with the men's game, but the men are also looking to rebound off of a loss against Bauxite.
Yeah, the men, and talking to Coach Williams today, he said, hopefully we can just get off our snide. The Badgers have struggled offensively the last 4 games. Started off 4-0, 4-3 going into tonight's game. But they're looking to get back at it. For the Lady Badgers, as you look at this game, Josh, it's going to be the thing that has hurt Arkadelphia is once they get in a rhythm offensively, being able to hit shots. And it's going to be tough tonight against a much taller, longer Lady Leopard lineup. But you're going to have to be able to take advantage of the opportunities you get offensively. You got to have a good shooting night, and you've got to be able to defend and can't leave shooters open. That's what happened over at DeQueen. The Lady Leopards got hot early from outside. I believe after the first quarter it was a 4-point game. And then DeQueen scored 24 points in the second quarter to take a big lead at halftime, and that kind of sealed it.
Yeah, well, your starting lineups real quick as they are underway. Arkadelphia won the toss. You've got for the Leopards first, Maddie Martin, Josie Burke, Ashley Dykes, and Ashlyn Chambers, as well as Kennedy Winship. And then for the Badgers, it's the twins, Jamari Whitaker and Ashari Whitaker, as well as Mary Jane Adame, Hannah Fanaki, and Haven Cooper.
Yeah, quickly you see DeQueen limits Arkadelphia to one shot and then got out in transition and a nice left-handed layup with Jamari Whitaker trying to get back but just couldn't quite get it to go on defensively.
Well, it's going to tie things up at 2 as down low Fanaki puts it in. Good ball movement by both teams and a good response by the Badgers.
It is. A couple of possessions up and down. This is not the style Arkadelphia is not going to want to be able to get into is an up and down style. The Lady Badgers really going to have to watch that, try not to get up and down with the Lady Leopards.
Good take inside by Josie Burke. Shifty on her moves and makes that shot. Look to see if the Badgers can respond every time, if not go ahead every once in a while, then this could be a close game. You just got to come out with a lot of heart and make the shots.
It could. You notice good open look for the Lady Badgers. You got to get those to fall. Hannah Fanaki, nice job on the offensive glass.
It was, and if they can win the second chance opportunities as well, they're putting themselves in a good position.
Last time we did a game, Haley Nix was a big factor. She injured her ankle in that Hope game. She missed last week several days of practice due to illness and recovering from that ankle injury. And she yesterday got a good workout in. I believe she's expected to be able to play some, but she is not getting the start tonight. Instead, it's Haven Cooper.
Well, 2 rebounds on the offensive side, and it looked like a block for Fanaki, but she caught a left hand, and so it'll send Josie Burke to the line. 4-2 your score. The Leopards up by 2 currently.
Yeah, Haven Cooper got caught on the wrong side of the seal off there by the post player. Hannah Fanaki tried to come over and get a block in, but got too much of the body for her first foul.
Well, Josie Burke, done a phenomenal job all season, and she'll miss the first of the two from the charity stripe, but look to take a 3-point lead here.
Olivia Locke checks in for the Lady Badgers as Haven Cooper will take a seat.
Both will miss. Rebound by Funaki, and the Badgers will take it up the court. It'll be Jamari Whitaker. Back to Whitaker. Dangerous pass, not taken away. Cross to her sister. And it looks like the Badgers just going to take a chance here, trying to get it inside to Funaki, and that's what they continue to do. They're passing the ball well, the Badgers are. Just getting open looks beyond the arc, just deciding not to take it and throwing it into traffic down low.
Yeah, good ball movement that time. Good recovery by the DeQueen's zone defense there to knock that inside pass out of bounds.
Well, the Badgers need a big response here, especially after 2 missed free throws. You can take your time. In high school, there is no shot clock. So look for some open looks here. And then when you get those open looks, just capitalize on it. You don't have to rush anything.
Patience and not forcing the ball is what Arkadelphia is going to have to do. Good possession that time. Olivia Locke with the backside offensive rebound.
Yeah, and that's
good
huge.
Possession.
That's huge to tie it back up at 4 each. Funaki had the pass inside, but then just overshot it a little bit, but was in good position to get that shot in. So Badgers putting themselves in good position to make shots right early on, and that's what you like to see.
Yeah, to this point, they've not forced the ball. They've done a nice job taking care of it and been relatively aggressive on the offensive glass.
Well, that's going to be overshot by Ashlyn Chambers, and the Badgers will take it up the court. Thrown around the rim, inside, and shoved from behind, as that'll be a foul on Ashley Dykes, and it'll send Mary Jane Adame to the line to put the Badgers up, potentially, if she can make one of these two.
Yeah, good ball reversal by the Lady Badgers. Swung it around the left side and then the interior pass. Nice job by Mary Jane of finding that spot on the block.
Well, as you can see at the top of the screen, the far right of the screen, it amazes me how the cheerleaders can do that consistently. Hold up one leg, trying to balance. We had to do it in baseball as for the pitchers, but they're doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, nice job of a nice balance there. Not something that I want to try to demonstrate.
Oh, I think you could do it, Chris. That'll go out of bounds, and it looked like it was going to be the Badgers' ball.
Yeah, I think that was one of the cases where I'm not going to call a foul on Funaki, but I'll just give DeQueen the ball instead.
Right.
And so it ends up being Lady Leopard ball.
Yeah, it looked as if it went out on Winship, but it'll actually be the Leopards' ball. 4-4 your score. Not a high-scoring game just yet, and that's good. The Badgers are playing really good defense. Undercut. Again, that's a second three-pointer in a row from the Leopards that has been undershot or overshot.
We had an angle of that one, and you could tell as soon as that was launched off the hands that was going to be short.
A lot of contact, and the Badgers will recover it. Dish it back up and reset with Adame. A 3 from long. It'll be rebounded again by the Badgers.
Good ball movement so far this game by the Lady Badgers. Nice job of finding Funaki. She gets caught under the goal, but nice job by Arkadelphia and just couldn't quite cash in on that possession.
Yeah, I think that Whitaker was better off just letting that go out of bounds. It was touched last by the Leopards, but instead she'll try and save it herself, and it'll be a turnover. Haven Cooper Funaki down low also had a bunch of contact. Nothing called, though.
Yeah, you just got the ball a little bit too far into the basket. Couldn't quite make a move to back up and get to the block to have a good angle at that one. Couldn't come up with a shot. But the Lady Badgers have played very nice defense and moved the ball very well offensively so far tonight in this first 4.5 minutes of the quarter.
Well, the success for the Leopards has come from Josie Burke down in the paint. Good move and a steal from the Badgers. It's going to be a jump ball.
Nice defense. Mary Jane Adame had the defender it looked like for DeQueen, that was Ashley Dykes, put a nice little hesitation move on Mary Jane. Jamari Whitaker came in, knocked the ball away, and Mary Jane gets down on the ground to tie it up. It'll stay with the Lady Leopards.
It's still a win in that scenario. You may not get the ball for the Badgers, but the next jump ball you you're going to get it.
Yeah, that's a victory right there. A 5-second call, forcing the 5-second call. underneath your own basket. That was quality inbound defense by the Lady Badgers, forcing the turnover. Great job. And we talked about before the game, the little victories. And so far, the Lady Badgers have had plenty of those against the 17-2 undefeated in conference play Lady Leopards.
Well, momentarily, if you hear some noise in the background, some musical instruments, if you will, the band is now joining us, and so you can see them at the bottom of your screen walking in. It currently is tied at 4 each, and there's 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in this first quarter play.
Fortunate for the Lady Badgers there. Can they cash in on it? It's going to be short as well. Nice hustle by Mary Jane Adame to be able to get that offensive board. And Hannah Funaki gets on the ground to tie it up, and alternating possession will stay with Arkadelphia this time.
Well, we just mentioned, that's a win down low. You didn't count the 5-second inbounds pass, a deep three off the backboard. It'll be rebounded again by the Badgers. The ball's just fine in the Badgers tonight, Chris.
Yeah, it is. You got to take advantage of that. They hadn't been able to cash in offensively, but keep playing hard. Good things can happen and give you opportunities. You're not going to be able to cash in on every one of those opportunities, but as long as you have the opportunities, good shot that time by the Queen Guard to give the Lady Leopards a lead.
Yeah, Maddie Martin with a high-arcing deep three, but it'll still stay with Badgers ball as the down ref looked up to the forward ref up here and
he
tried to make the right
angle
call.
there. We've seen a little half-court trap from the Lady Leopards the last 2 defensive possessions. Arkadelphia is really going to have to concentrate on taking care of the ball, bringing it up, facing that half-court trap.
Well, that's okay. You like that. You like that the ref didn't just end up calling whatever he thought it was.
Yep. Very active on their zone. Nice look by Ashari Whitaker to Hannah Funaki.
And on the back end, Funaki putting it in. We've seen her overshoot it a couple times, but did a very good job making that one. She's got 4 so far. It's 7-6. The Badgers trail to the Leopards by 1. Kicked around a little bit, but picked back up by the Leopards, and it's going to be the first foul of the game.
I believe that's going to be the second one on Funaki.
Yeah, second,
call Hannah Funaki for reaching around. Got a little bit too much of the Lady Leopard there on the right wing. Good hustle play, but the second foul on Hannah Funaki for the Lady Badgers. And unfortunately, she's going to have to come out. Haven Cooper and Kaylin Rook-Sims come back in for Arkadelphia.
We'll look for Rook-Sims to have a big impact in this one as well. A good take inside by Martin, and it'll lengthen it to a 3-point lead. Arkadelphia would like to just get the offense going here again. Took a halt in it from both sides scoring, but would like to get back on the offensive side of things. It's stolen away, though, and that's going to be a foul as well against Arkadelphia with Mary Jane Adame. She just got too aggressive and dove in front.
Had the turnover over on the left wing and then just got a little bit too aggressive, trying to make up for that, committing the foul.
I think the drums might be a little too big to fit everybody in one section.
Yeah, it's a very large band. Even when they don't have all of them, just bring the pet band to basketball.
Rook-Sims with a rebound, but it's going to stay with the Leopards as it's called for a jump ball, or a tie-up. Yep. But, man, I'm not sure they gave Rook-Sims enough time to even, contend for that. Other girl had her arms just wrapped around barely with it, more so around Rook-Sims. Yeah, may have been an effort there of trying to keep anything from escalating. An early whistle stops any play. Nice hesitation move, a nice pull-out move, high arcing three-pointer. Anytime you have a high arcing three-pointer like that, you're going to have the ability to have an offensive rebound. Well, and it's good by Ashlyn Chambers on the back end. She links in, she doubles the score for Arkadelphia. It's 6-12 currently. Dangerous pass kept alive, however, and Haven Cooper, good job. It'll be turned over, though. Yeah, she broke the pressure, but then she got a little bit in too much of a hurry. Was trying to get the ball inside, and that was Kaylin Rook-Sims, which didn't have the height advantage on her defender. Big possession here for the Lady Badgers to try to get a stop defensively as we come up on 10 seconds left in the quarter. You want to keep this at a 6-point game. Well, it's going to be another three, and it's in. It'll be at least a 9-point game. Off the top, right above the rim, and it will not go in for the Badgers on the last second shot, but we will go into the second quarter of play, 15-6. here in Arkadelphia. But a good start by the Lady Badgers. Just weren't able to capitalize at the very end of the first quarter.
Yeah, it was an inside out. You had an interior pass, kind of an interior pass to the post. The guard had to collapse on the double team. A nice kick out and a three-pointer from the left wing for DeQueen there at the end of the possession. Those possessions at the end of periods are huge, especially in a two-possession game. It's 12-6. Arkadelphia was down by 6, and Arkadelphia has the ball coming out of the break. And so if you can keep that at a two-possession game, you have the chance to take advantage of offensively. But then DeQueen was able to convert on their last possession to make it a 9-point lead going into the second quarter.
Well, we talked about the cheerleaders earlier, but you think you could do one of those flips across the court right now, Chris? Give us some,
no.
Maybe at halftime, some halftime entertainment?
There's no think to it. I know that's impossible. Not going to happen. Not going to make anybody try to see that.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I can't flip either, so it's okay. That's why we're up here.
Yeah, that's right
now, and
that's
not on the court side cheering.
Those who play. Those who can't, talk about
play.
Right?
Talk about those who play. Yeah.
15-6
right now, and the Badgers are currently down by 9. But they do get the ball to start this in, as it'll be inbounded by Rook Sims. She'll get it into Whitaker and back over to Whitaker from sister to sister. Dangerous pass, wide open look. For the three, it's undershot. However, by the Badgers, that was Hannah Calhoun. Another three, and it'll rim off. Rook Sims, and another tie-up. It'll be Badgers ball.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, it won't.
It'll stay alternating possession.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of three-pointer shot. We've also had a lot of three-pointers that were off, whether they just catch the backboard or air balls. And anytime you have that long of a shot, you have the opportunity for some very, very unconventional rebounds, and that's what happened to the Lady Badgers there. It was a long three-pointer, brought nothing but the backboard, and even if the Lady Badgers had been in great position, that would have been a tough rebound.
Thought about the deep three, passed inside.
Nice move.
And a good left-handed hook is good by Winship.
Yep. Nice move by Winship for getting around to Shari Whitaker. And here's the half-court pressure again. The Lady Badgers have done a nice job of breaking the initial pressure. It's just when that double trap you see right there out on the nice pass by Ashari, when that double trap comes, you've got to be able to take care of the ball. And to this point, they have, and the foul's going to be called on Kaylin Rook Sims.
Yeah, and she jumped up hard, but
she did. Good effort, good hustle play. Yeah.
You know, nothing intentional there. Both just going up for a rebound, and you like to see that.
Yeah. Good effort going for the offensive glass. DeQueen, you see, not just jogging it up the field. They're going to try to catch Arkadelphia. And then they caught them there just watching on the offensive end of the offensive glass.
Yeah, Martin put up a shot. A lot of contact, nothing called, and then got her own rebound. Passed around the outside of the arc, but good defense by the Badgers. Martin with it. She'll kick it back out to Chambers.
Dribble drive offense from DeQueen, trying to penetrate and kick it out and get an open look, and they have, but another air ball. And Arkadelphia with the rebound with Rook Sims.
Rook Sims will draw the foul, and that's a win against Ashlyn Chambers.
Yeah, DeQueen actually had the numbers. Kaylin was 1-on-2. She was going to try to go because they weren't back in position. But seen a few different sets offensively from DeQueen. That time against the man-to-man, they went with a dribble drive, tried to penetrate in. If you can get to the basket, go, but if not, if you get a double team out on the wing, try to kick it out for an open three-pointer. They just haven't been able to converge, and Arkadelphia was able to get a rebound.
Rook Sims thought about the three. She'll dish it back out instead. Moved around to Whitaker with the three-point shot, just overshot, and so far the Badgers have not hit from beyond the arc.
No, good ball movement, good extra pass that time by Hannah Calhoun to Ashari.
And that's going to go out of bounds off of the three-point attempt by Ashley Dykes.
Yeah, the Lady Badgers have done a good job of taking care of the ball for the most part. Now they're going to extend that pressure up and really try to trap Kaylin right as she crosses half court, but a foul is going to be called. Sorry that you couldn't quite see that happen, but nice job by Jamari and Kaylin, probably the two of the best ball handlers against pressure for seeing this half-court trap.
Well, it was Rook Sims who drew the foul against Ashley Dykes. Passed around Whitaker from her sister. Dish it back out to Rook Sims.
Boy, DeQueen really extending that zone.
Overshot again, but an offensive rebound. It'll be blocked.
A lot of contact, no whistle. Good hustle by both teams.
It'll be 2-on-1, and it'll be kicked out instead. Martin with another three, and it's just going to go out.
Boy.
It was as close to in as you could get.
In and out, no good. Rebound to Haven Cooper and the Lady Badgers. Oh, dangerous pass, and they didn't get away with it.
Stolen away by Martin.
Double dribble.
And she did. She smiled doing it as well. Looked up and tried to find
That's one of those you hope
Dykes.
you might get away with because nobody was really expecting it. You know, there's a difference in playing a game, not hustling and just having things go your way, and then being able to execute and just not make shots. So far, the Lady Badgers to this point, don't want to jinx them, but have taken care of the ball, have played well, have hustled. They just hadn't been able to get the shots to go down. Thought there might have been some contact there on the as Haven Cooper tried to catch that pass on the block, but regardless, they're playing well. Nice ball movement. Coach Klein's going to call a timeout and take a look at talk to his troops. But, you know, to this point, it's been not been a case of just lack of hustle or anything like that. It's just execution. And, you know, when you have the open shots, we talked about it before the game, when you have the open shots against a team like DeQueen that's 17-2, you've got to be able to knock those down. The Lady Badgers just haven't been able to do that so far.
Well, you need a response here. You're down by 11. It's 17-6 currently. You haven't scored coming out into the second quarter of play, and you're halfway into it. And so you got to find a way. You're making good shot. You're making good. You're taking a lot of good shots, but you're not capitalizing on any open looks, and that's the difference in this game right now. Yeah,
now you got to come up with a defensive stop because you know DeQueen is going to be able to put some of these together. Boy, they're back in.
Well, as we talked about earlier, you can hear the band in the background. There's your little bit of entertainment. It was pretty loud. Woke us up.
It was. That official was ready to get things going. He didn't quite wait for both teams to get back out on the floor. He was ready to roll. Caught everybody off guard. Nice block by Jamari.
It was a good block by Whitaker, and so she'll take it up herself.
Look how DeQueen is able to get back. All 5 players were back before Jamari was able to
it'll be Martin who'll step out on the line. But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, all 4 of the 5 Lady Leopards got back to keep Jamari from having a fast break layup. Nice job of getting back on defense by the Lady Leopards.
Well, she's one who can do it against you as well. Thrown all the way across. Dangerous passes, but Badgers haven't been hurt by any yet. Short jumper, it'll rim out. Rook Sims there. A lot of contact again, and she will draw the foul as it was Josie Burke who shoved her down a little bit.
Yeah, again, it was a matter of good ball movement, finding the open girl, and taking care of the ball. It was an extra pass. We've seen several offensive possessions where they had open looks. They just haven't been able to knock them down.
We can see Paul Dean has done a great job in conditioning this team of Leopards as they do get back everybody every single time. Good steal by the Leopards.
Yeah, Shari forced that one a little bit too much. Look for an attempted block shot from Jamari, but I don't know if DeQueen knew they didn't have numbers or didn't want to try to test Jamari Whitaker. They pulled it back out and put a long 3 up. Nice rebound by Kaylin Rook Sims.
Yeah, she's done a great job all game with that. Yep. Haven Cooper waving a hand down low. Good inside move by Rook Sims.
Nice move.
Good job to get the Badgers on the board and cut it to a 9-point lead.
Nice move by Kaylin Rook Sims to dribble through traffic and be able to get the layup to go.
I kind of missed it, but at the right in front of the scores table, you saw that Ashley Dykes went down. She's back up, though, and moving. It'll rim off, and a rebound by the Badgers. They're looking to continue this 2-0 run. Rook Sims driving in, and she's going to get crushed, but no foul called. I think she panicked. She turned around, did a good job driving in the lane, but turned around, didn't see anybody there.
Except for Lady Leopards.
Yeah. Rebounded again by the Badgers as the 3 misses. Whitaker driving in, going to have to stop, though, and let the rest of her troops drive back up.
Yeah, it's gotten up and down the last few possessions. Luckily, the Lady Badgers have not, DeQueen's not shooting well either. Good look by Ashari.
Dangerous pass works out for the Badgers as now it's cut to a 7-point lead for the Leopards. And the Badgers are winning that battle down low. Everything else has been shot from beyond the arc. in this second quarter of play for the Leopards.
Yep. Can't really have any complaints for the effort of the Lady Badgers. Just knock some shots down, you're back in this one.
Well, that was a good take inside by Ashlyn Chambers. Went a long route to get there, basically the full length of that half of the court. And so 19-10, the Leopards respond well. Almost a travel, nothing called though.
Yep.
Brooke Sims, good inside move. Pass back around. Way overshot though, and it'll stay.
Yeah, it's going to stay with Arkadelphia. DeQueen really extending out this 1-3-1. The Lady Badgers have done a nice job with their two-guard front of spreading that out. It allows for some long passes. A lot of times you worry about those long passes, but they have been able to find the holes in that zone defense to this point.
Well, the Badgers have not had any trouble. Dangerous pass.
Yeah.
Good job. However, inside by Josie Burke, Haven Cooper kind of lost her balance and was going down trying to get a tie-up. Short jumper, and in will put Kennedy Winship again another 2 points. 21-10 your score.
If the three-pointer's not working, you go with the mid-range jumper, and that's what DeQueen got there. Here, a 1-3-1 three-quarter court trap, really going one-on-one, allowing that guard to go one-on-one at top with Jamari.
Again, so much contact down low, but there was nothing called against it, and it's going to go back to the Badgers ball. Not sure what the call was. The ball didn't go out of bounds.
Now the official, I guess he wanted to make sure one of the players was okay. He's going to give the Lady Badgers the ball under their own basket.
The only thing I saw was Adame was a little shaken up just by her reaction. But short jumper, overshot, and Haven Cooper got boxed out. Couldn't get the rebound, and so it'll be the Leopards taking it up quickly. Short jumper again. Kissed off of the top of the backboard, and it'll go in for.
That's a good shot. That was a nice contest by Jamari Whitaker, who got back in transition. That was just a nice shot over the long arms of Jamari Whitaker.
That was Ashlyn Chambers with the make, and so that'll be another timeout, I believe, by the Badgers.
Yeah, Arkadelphia took the timeout. Really, you're down 13, and you just haven't been able to get the shots to go down. Arkadelphia in this final minute, Coach Klein's going to give his troops a rest and try to get them a quality possession offensively and then come up with a stop before they go into the halftime break.
Well, you need a big one, and so far the Badgers have not had a three-pointer, and they've taken a lot of shots there, but they realize what worked so far for them is getting into the lane, getting a good pass inside. I should make this my walk-up song, or should have made this my walk-up song for baseball. In the background, you can hear the drums, but 23-10, the Badgers have got to respond. You got a minute left, maybe try and get two possessions out of this. The Leopards have not gone down the court and just taken a ton of time. Yeah,
Arkadelphia, you've got plenty of time. If you do put up a shot early, you've got to be able to get back on defense and come up with a good defensive possession to get another stop. Because if you don't come up with points here, we saw at the end of the first quarter, DeQueen was able to run the clock down, get a penetration in, actually an entry pass to the low block, kick out on the double team and got a three. And so you want to really keep that from happening if you're Arkadelphia, particularly if you're not able to come up with any points here. And it's going to be tough because they extended that 1-3-1 out for Jamari, and now they're trapping in the corners.
Well, you can see that.
Very active.
Yeah, they are very active, and they do a great job of double teaming. You can see them continually rotating to try and double team, and that's going to force the turnover as Adame couldn't hold on to it. The Leopards will dribble up the court quickly, and she'll be tripped but fall down hard. It'll be off the front of the rim. Badgers will hustle back up. 30 seconds left in this second quarter of play.
3-on-1, nice block shot, man.
Good block by Chambers. She got the last bucket for the Leopards. A jumper three, and it'll be rebounded by Rook Sims. Hard up the court. Rook Sims has fired a bunch of balls across.
Dish.
Good feet inside, but Haven Cooper will miss the shot. 6 seconds left. Leopards push it up. Leopards push it up to Chambers, and it's blocked on the back end by Adame. We'll go into halftime. It's 23-10. But what you see, Chris, in this first half, a good job by both teams.
Yeah, Coach Klein called the timeout with 1 minute left, and we were thinking that Arkadelphia might try to hold for the last possession, or DeQueen have one possession. And after that 1 minute, there were 4 or 5 different possessions. Neither team was able to come up with any points. Arkadelphia got a block shot. DeQueen was able to get a block shot. And the Arkadelphia Badgers the Lady Badgers were not able to come up with any baskets to cut into that lead. But on the other side, they were able to come up with the defensive stops and didn't allow an offensive rebound in those last 2 possessions.
Well, you're absolutely right, and we're going to take a short break here with 8 minutes ticking off in this halftime. We'll be back in just a moment. Right now, the Badgers are trailing 23-10, but they'll look to rebound for the second half in just a moment.
Yeah, number 2.
Hello and welcome back to Arkadelphia, Arkansas. The Badgers facing off against DeQueen. It's the girls' game right now, and shortly after, don't go away because we've still got you the men's game right after. And it's been a pretty good game so far. It was close for the first quarter of things, tied for the first 6-7 minutes at 6 each, and then just went on a streak was DeQueen, and they're up 23-10 right now, up by 13 against the Badgers. Right now, some stats for you. Maddie Martin's got 5. Josie Burke has a pair. Ashley Dykes with 3. Ashlyn Chambers is your leading scorer in the game right now with 9. She's likely to get into double figures before this is over with. Kennedy Winship with 4. And then on Arkadelphia's end, you've got 3 players with 2. That's Rook Sims, Locke, and Haven Cooper. And then Hannah Fanaki will lead the Badgers right now with 4 points as we begin the second half of play, Chris.
Yeah, it's been the bugaboo for the Lady Badgers this season. It's long stretches with no points, and that's been the struggle for Arkadelphia. And they're going to have to, be able to break out of that and get back in the game, but keep the defense going. You caught DeQueen in probably one of their worst shooting halves. Nice job by Hannah Fanaki there. You could probably caught DeQueen in one of their worst shooting halves in a long time. So you expect a 17-2 team like DeQueen to try to come out and shoot the ball a little bit better than they did in the first half.
Yeah, they took a ton of three-point shots, and early on, it took them a while to get going.
Yeah.
The Badgers still looking for their three-point shots to get going.
Right.
Good pass on the outside, and it'll rim out. And it'll be taken by Martin on the rebound. Couldn't tell. She had 2 larger defenders around her. Still got the rebound, though, and she'll draw the foul.
Yeah, Hannah Fanaki was there in position. They got that foul on Ashari Whitaker coming from the back on that one. But it was another dribble out, dribble in and kick out for the Lady Badgers, for the Lady Leopards to get another 3-point look.
And that will be made on the first of 2 free throws by Maddie Martin. And, she's got a really high arcing shot, but it works for her. She's up to 6 points. She'll take the second from the charity stripe, and it will rim out, rebounded by, that's Fanaki.
Fanaki got that one.
Sims with it. She'll pass it back up to Whitaker for a restart. Back to Adame. Badgers just trying to look inside to get it to Fanaki, who's the leading scorer with 6, but haven't won that yet. Yeah. And it's stolen away by the Leopards.
And you finally saw that pressure, that zone extended way out, force a turnover for DeQueen.
Good ball movement. Back to Martin. High arcing 3. It'll rim out, and it's a one-handed rebound down low by Fanaki. Driving inside. Good inside pass, but it can't be handled as it will be Olivia Locke, who had to jump up, and it just tipped off her left hand, went out of bounds. A good pass, though. Good feed inside. 24-12. The Badgers down by 12.
Yeah, good look that time by Arkadelphia. Just couldn't quite come up with the pass to get on the backside.
Martin with it, driving in, kicks it back out to Chambers. Will kick it out herself to Dykes, and so Dykes makes a good move, and you see Adame fall there. It'll be Josie Burke who draws the foul, and she'll be getting 2 free throw attempts now.
Yeah, they got that foul on Hannah Fanaki. That's going to be her 3rd personal foul. She had 2 in the first half. She and Kaylin Rook-Sims were both there, and they got that one on Hannah. That is her 3rd personal foul, 3rd team foul against the Lady Badgers here in the first 156 of the 3rd quarter.
The first will miss off the back of the rim. Fanaki continues to grab her nose. I think she got hit in the collision there, but she's a tough girl.
Yep, she'll
stay on the court for sure.
She'll be all right.
The second will go off the back, and it'll be kissed right out. The rejection, and so it'll be 24-12. Dribbling up quickly is Whitaker. She's going to find Fanaki in freedom, and so they'll kick it back out again to Whitaker and restart things. Contested and a short jumper off the rebound, or off the backboard, excuse me. No foul call.
They let him go. They let him go. They let him go on that one.
Chambers with her second 3 in the game, and she'll make it into double-digit points with 12.
Yeah, good-looking three in rhythm that time and went down for the Lady Leopards.
Good pass inside. Adame falls.
Ooh.
And it'll be Martin called for the foul. I think that was all Adame, though, just hit the ball off of her foot on accident and tripped over it.
Yeah, fortunate for the Lady Badgers there that DeQueen was called for a foul, and I spoke incorrectly earlier. Only 2 fouls against the Lady Badgers so far in the third quarter.
Yeah, it hasn't been a lot of fouls so far into it. It's just 3 to begin this quarter, and it's going to be given away by Adame, and back to the Leopards' ball. It's 27-12.
Yeah, obviously we talked early in the game about Haley Nix. Haley has not been in the game. She is dressed out on the bench, still nursing an ankle injury, and also was sick a lot last week, so missed a lot of practices. But doesn't look like Haley is going to be in the rotation tonight for the Lady Badgers.
Another 3, contact down low, and that's a second one missed. Yeah. That was going down,
Man.
And so far the Leopards, other than Chambers' three-pointer, have not gotten the lid off of the basket.
No.
Good ball movement, driving inside, passed back out to Rook Sims, and she will hit it off of the front of the rim, and we'll move back to Leopards' ball up the court.
Yeah, getting good looks. They're getting good looks, and at some point you expect a couple of those to fall down.
And that's going to go off the top of the backboard, and so almost over the backboard, and so they'll call it. It'll be the Badgers' ball. Another uncontested 3, though, by Chambers.
Yeah, several of those tonight for DeQueen. Some of those in transition. Some of those coming off of their dribble drive offense, dribbling in, kicking back out for the three-pointer. And they are extending that zone. Not quite a three-quarter court, but quarter court, a half-court pressure. Nice job by Arkadelphia keeping it alive. And the Hannah Fanaki gets her 6 points of the game. 8, excuse me.
So she's at 8, and that was the second and third chance opportunities there. She went up for a big block, and it'll be missed. That was Abby Ponce, who's now into the game. Rook Sims, and she's going to get crushed by Martin and fall down, but now the Leopards going the other way. We've seen the refs are letting them play tonight.
They're letting them play. Another missed three-pointer.
Rook Sims, it'll be one-on-one around the back, and it'll be a foul from behind called against Ashley Dykes.
Yeah, that was probably the right call, but it never looks good for an officiating crew when the one who's under the basket doesn't make the call. But the trail official who's on the right side had a good angle. Probably the right call. Doesn't make the fans
right
happy though when it's the other one. Good looking free throw there from Kaylin.
And she will take one more as well. Look for it to be her 4th point of the ball game, but it's 27-15 right now. And the Badgers have gone on a 3-0 run. Good rebound, though, and it's blocked on the other side. Left-handed putback for Whitaker, and she's on the board.
Good good work on the offensive glass there for the Lady Badgers. Hannah Fanaki had the rebound off of the missed free throw. It was knocked away. Ashari Whitaker was right on the spot to catch that one and put it back up with a nice left-handed power move there from the left block.
Adame playing some tight defense on the back end of things. We'll have the Leopards kick it back out. High arcing 3 off the rebound, and it's...
They're not afraid to shoot the three-pointer.
Rook Sims hustling to it. She'll save it, but it'll be right into the hands of Martin. Now she's sprinting back up the other side of the court.
Yeah, good thought by Jamara that time. Man, another three-pointer launch for the Queen. Good hustle on the offensive side of the glass there.
Yeah, good rebound by Tatiana Tramble. She'll take a short jumper, use the backboard, It'll be rebounded by Ashari Whitaker. Ashari Whitaker's gotten some big rebounds here in this third quarter with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Haven Cooper looking for another Hannah Fanaki looking for another 2 points down low, though. She wants to get in double figures.
Yeah, she's got a nice post move here, but the backside help was not there, or was there, keeping the post entry pass from occurring.
Adame dribbling inside. It'll be kicked out by Tatiana Tramble and stay with the Badgers ball for the inbound. 10-point lead by DeQueen. not sure this is where anyone saw this game being currently, despite the still the lead. I think you saw that happening, the lead for the Leopards. But at the same time, the Badgers are having a lot of great success in defending the three-pointer as well as defending in the paint.
Nice move by Jamari, and this lead is under 10 points. Nice run by the Lady Badgers to get this one from 23 to 10. It's a 9-3 run, 9-4 run for the Lady Badgers to cut into that a double-digit lead.
And it's stolen away by the Badgers. They've got to handle the ball carefully here. Kicks it back on the outside. Short jumper, and that's going to hit off the front of the rim.
Good look by Jamari that time. Nice job by Olivia of running the floor.
Kick back out. Martin back over to Tramble. Inside, a heavy pass, but good ball movement from the Leopards so far. Dribbling inside. Chambers stopped on a dime and kicked it back out to Tramble.
Nice block by Hannah Fanaki. Nice job by Hannah Fanaki. Nice post defense. Got the blocked shot. And then as
Pont stepped on the line trying to pass it out.
Rebound.
Yeah, 27-19. It's an 8-point lead. And the Badgers would love nothing more than to drain their first three of the ball game or to cut it to 6 here.
Well, you make it a two-possession game with a basket here. It's really big, and you look for DeQueen to extend this zone. Maybe a trap at half court, but now they're going to just regular zone.
And all the momentum would shift, but instead the Badgers throw it out of bounds, and Rook Sims will go
Olivia
get it.
was looking for Hannah Fanaki there, diving down from the backside mid-post to the left block, but the angle wasn't there, and she tried to force that one and went out of bounds.
Martin looking inside. 2 defenders there, though. Short jumper, and that'll be drained by the Leopards. That was Kennedy Winship, who gets herself 6 points.
Yep, inside-out game again. Results in a basket.
Rook Sims saves it again, and a great save at that, as it just happened to find Hannah Fanaki.
I just found the Lady Badgers. They just found where they were.
And it'll be a foul on the other side. I believe they're going to give it to Martin, as Rook Sims was trying to pass it off to one of her teammates. It's a 10-point lead for the Leopards.
Yep, 29-19. 25 seconds. If you can get a basket, Hannah Fanaki's going to get a breather here. You don't want her to be do anything to pick up that fourth foul. A cheap one with only 25 seconds left.
Rook Sims, open look. Three-pointer goes long. It's Whitaker, though, on the back end. Ashari with the rebound. Back inside again, and it's going to be taken away by the Leopards. They've played some tight defense tonight.
Yeah, and here's the last possession of the quarter. See what happens on this possession.
4 seconds left, and that'll be called a travel.
Yeah.
So at 2.5, the Badgers have a chance to take it up.
I think the walk was called about 3 dribbles too late, but regardless it was. Arkadelphia is going to have about 3/4 court pressure here. You got to make sure you get the ball in bounds and don't give DeQueen a cheap one.
Whitaker thrown up the court, was looking for her sister to put up the shot, but instead it'll go into the fourth quarter of play as the Badgers trail the Leopards only by 10. It's 29-19, a low-scoring game. But what do the Badgers have to do, Chris, to come back in this one?
Well, they won the third quarter. 23-10 was the score at halftime. Arkadelphia was down by 13. You cut 3 points off of that lead, the moral victory. You talk about this, but we talked before the game. We said it at halftime. This is a game of small victories.
Right.
When you're playing, when you're a team that is struggling to find a win, and you're playing against a team like DeQueen that's 17-2 on the season, you benefit from them not having a good shooting night, and you try to make things happen. The Lady Badgers had a few nice offensive possessions there in the third quarter, and again, the story all night has been that they've had the looks and had open shots. They just haven't been able to get those to go down. If you you're able to get those to go down, you put a little pressure, and those missed three-pointers on the other end from DeQueen that are uncharacteristic may cause a little panic. But as it is, if you're not able to convert on those, DeQueen misses the shot, but then they don't get in a panic. And you don't expect a team that's 17-2 to panic in any mode, but you at least want to give them some reason to get a little bit nervous. You can do that with hitting open shots, and that's what they'll need to do in the fourth quarter.
We'll look to see how we go now, as it is 29-19, and 8 minutes will come off the clock for the fourth quarter of play.
Dribble drive offense again from the Lady Leopards.
Tramble took an extra step, not called, and it'll be bucketed to make it in the 30s now, 31-19. Pass up to Rook Sims. Tight defense by Tramble. Rook Sims going to throw it off of a contender, Dykes, and it'll go out of bounds, 31-19 still.
Yeah, Kaylin was driving baseline, trying to hit Olivia Locke on the left baseline in the corner for a three-pointer. Nice job by the Lady Leopard defender to flash in there and knock the ball out of bounds. You know, Josh, we haven't talked about it, but this is the second time these two teams have faced each other in this conference season. Nice job, nice hustle that time by DeQueen, just getting a foot on the line. And then we're going to have a timeout by Arkadelphia to set up something offensively under the glass. But, you know, we talked about it. This is not the first time these two teams have met. Earlier in the, I believe it was Friday in December, these two teams met, and Arkadelphia lost by, the game got into the mercy rule, the sportsmanship rule. 57-14 was the score and you knew then that DeQueen was for real. And I remember Coach Klein telling his girls after that game that it was one quarter. It was a terrible second quarter at DeQueen that proved that was the biggest difference, the biggest factor in that. He said this team was a 5A quarterfinalist last year. So if you look for progress, this game is progress.
Yeah,
you already scored more points. You're only down by 12. You have a chance to cut this to single-digit lead, or a 10 if you're able to come up with a possession here, an offensive possession here.
And you've won in some very big ways. You won the third quarter, as that one will be passed up, and Haven Cooper going to dribble it out of bounds, and so it'll be the Leopards' ball. But you won the third quarter. You outscored them in the third quarter by 3, and then you end up on the other side of things. No matter what happens in this game, whether Arkadelphia comes out on top, if they do, they upset the number 36 team in the nation.
Right.
But right now, Arkadelphia is ranked 218th in the nation. And so with that, if you can just contend with a team like this, who says you can't beat them one day?
Right. You know, Arkadelphia will be able to take some positives out of this. That's going to be a foul on Olivia Locke, who's defending the baseline. You're going to be able to take some positives out of this. Most likely you're not going to be able to take a win, but you can take some positives from this. And, I know these girls are multiple times a week up here with the shoot-around, working on shots. Coach Klein has shooting regimens that they have to fill out and make so many shots in this type, different shooting plans. The nice move there, but you couldn't keep her feet. Different shooting regimens that they have to accomplish throughout the week. They are working on the shots, and it's just a matter of translating that from practice to the game.
A good pass outside by Dykes, and it'll be Tramble. Passes it back out to Winship, back to Dykes. And Dykes had a good, she drew the foul really well against the Badgers. A good move inside, and it'll hit right off the rim, but Martin gets her own rebound and puts it back up with the left hook.
Yeah, the dribble drive there, it wasn't a dribble and kick. It was a dribble. You got one step on the defender, and she was able to get to the rim. Missed the layup, but nice job of staying alive and getting the offensive glass.
Dame had an open look, but instead she'll pass it back out. Adame down low. Puts one off of the backboard, and it's put on back up by Hannah Fanaki, and she's into double-digit points with 10 herself.
Nice job on the offensive glass once again by Hannah Fanaki. Nice soft hands.
High arcing 3 off the front of the rim, but another offensive rebound by Dykes.
Yeah, tough one there from Mary Jane as she was in position, but the high arcing three-pointer came just off the rim and just to the right of where she was.
Another three-pointer off the front of the rim, but Dykes again with the rebound.
Yeah, and that was because of a lack of blockout. The previous offensive glass was just an unfortunate positioning. That offensive rebound was a lack of a blockout far enough out, and it translated into a layup for DeQueen.
Well, Dykes puts in the easy 2, and it'll be 35-21. A lot of contact down low against Fanaki. No call, and so it'll be the Leopards' ball with the steal.
Yeah, I thought Arkadelphia might have a chance to get Hannah back in on the scoreboard again, but nice defense being able to knock that one away. And then in transition on the other end, DeQueen gets behind on the backside, and Tatiana Tramble gets fouled going up for a layup.
I believe the foul was called on Olivia Locke down low. There was a lot of contact by Adame, though.
Well,
they do call it on Adame.
Well,
yeah,
they're calling on Kaylin Rook-Sims. It looked like
really?
her second personal, and now Locke's going to check into the game
now
to
she checks in. That's right. Okay, I was looking at the scoreboard.
Yeah, the
with
scoreboard
it
still
we
had 22.
It, but yeah, so Adame down low, but it'll go against Rook-Sims. That'll be a make. And so it'll be 37-21 as we continue things. So far in the fourth quarter of play, it's been all the Leopards. Pass back up. The Badgers almost stolen away, but Whitaker there. Rook-Sims with a three-point opportunity, and it's going to rim out. Good defensive rebound, by Winship, and the Leopards are going the other way. Short jumper and in. That's a good shot by Dykes. Yeah, really
in transition,
good shot.
Dykes looked to be wanting to go all the way in. She was cut off by Olivia Locke at the baseline or on the block. She just had a little step back dribble and pull up from 15 on the right wing.
It made a really good move. Rook-Sims, a tie up by Tramble, and there's a lot of contact. Both went the opposite direction.
Tramble tied her up, and then the foul's going to be on Kaylin.
And Rook-Sims is hurt. She's on the ground right now, and she's got her coach looking at her, as well as Ashari Whitaker helping out.
Looked like she had a little cramp when she landed there, and get Ashari to stretch that out.
Well, take my word for it, Ashari Whitaker might become a personal trainer one day or a physical therapist. That's what I meant to say. It's 39-21, the Badgers down by 18.
Now 2-2-1 pressure from the Lady Badgers.
Pass back up. Dykes all by herself, and it was Finaki down low who was just the single defender there. Tramble, good left-handed pass inside, blocked by Finaki.
Arkadelphia got away with one there. They left the baseline open, or the block open. Arkadelphia was able to, nice job by Hannah Finaki. Nice pass by Olivia Locke. Arkadelphia was able to get on that defensive possession. Nice job by Hannah Finaki of recovering, getting the block shot. And that was a good backside pass from Olivia Locke to Mary Jane Adame.
Yeah, Adame with the first 2 points in that one, and it's going to be a foul. And that's going to go against, I'm not sure who it was on.
That's going to be on Olivia Locke.
Okay, because I was going to say there was a good block by Whitaker on the other end of things, but she thought she had gotten the foul called against her. There'll be 2 free throws for Josie Burke, and she'll make the first one. Now you see
Hannah Calhoun is going to check in for Mary Jane in the Arkadelphia lineup. So 3 sophomores and 2 seniors on the floor for the Lady Badgers, as this is a senior and sophomore laden team. Only 1 junior on the roster for Arkadelphia.
Well, I think if you look over at Rook-Sims right now, I think she's drinking some pickle juice.
Yeah, drinking some pickle juice, trying to get that cramp taken care of.
Yep. Do it the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
Martin, good kick out. Tramble with a 3-point opportunity, and instead it'll be rebounded and taken away by Olivia Locke. Good pass outside, but instead the Badgers will take it back up at the top of the key. Whitaker down low.
Nice job.
Good move, and now Hannah Finaki has 12 points, tying Ashlyn Chambers, who's been quiet here in this second half of play, or excuse me, this fourth quarter of play.
Yeah, good passing there by the Lady Badgers. And now on the other end, Ashari tried to gamble for that pass and gave Martin just the step she needed to be able to get in the lane. Nice look. Olivia couldn't quite come up with. They're going to stay with Arkadelphia. It looked like that might have been last off of Olivia. Nice pass by Jamari to the backside. Coach Klein's going to call a timeout. He has to use those timeouts. He's only gone 7 deep. You look at Haven Cooper, actually 8. Haven Cooper, Mary Jane Adame, and Kaylin Rook-Sims are the 3 subs. And so he's used those timeouts throughout the game to give his team an extra break. And now when you have the ball under a lot of those timeouts have come when Arkadelphia has had the ball under its own basket, trying to draw up something, a set coming up out of the timeout under its own basket.
Well, it is 42-25 currently. And the Badgers they got to get a lot of action going their way here and got to get a lot of stops on the other end if they want to have a chance at coming back in this one. But it is a good team that you're going up against, and, and the Leopards have almost put it out of reach.
2:47. It's coaching points here. You're trying to finish strong, take care of the ball every possession that you have, make some positives happen. See if you can cut into this lead anymore. You see the official there on the baseline. He's enjoying the Badger Pride pep band with a little Michael Jackson there.
Oh, it's a catchy tune, you know, and he's feeling it right now, and he's got the ball in his hands. So, you know, there's always some fun to be had in those timeouts for those that are not playing the game.
That's right. He enjoyed that. It is a good band under the direction of Mr. Jim Lloyd and Aaron Seal here tonight.
Inbounds pass, and she'll have to throw it back up. It's Whitaker. Ashari will get it. Dribble inside. Gets it to Fanaki off the rebound, off the backboard, and she'll get swatted in the hand, and so they'll take her to the line.
Yeah, good look that time. The Lady Badgers inbounded the ball on the left side. Ashari Whitaker, they had all of the defense on the left side of the floor. Ashari dribbled down to the right. Hannah was able to seal off the defender and get the foul called. She was matched up against a much shorter Maddie Martin, the 5'7" guard. Hannah Fanaki, 6'1", 6'2". She was able to seal her off and get the foul. And that's what Martin was trying to do, foul her and send Hannah Fanaki to the line, not give her the easy basket. And so far, the strategy worked. Hannah missed her first one, so we'll try for the second one.
The second one will get kissed in the front and back of the rim and go in. It's going to give her 13 points now. Good showing today by Fanaki, as well as Ashlyn Chambers, who's got 12, I believe, and so that would make Fanaki the leading scorer in this one. Maddie Martin in double figures with 10 as we're at the 2:25 mark in this game.
Yeah, Lady Badgers have done a nice job of finding the mismatch on the low block offensively to Hannah Fanaki. Another dribble drive, kick out to a three, and anytime you have an airball three-pointer, you're risking a rebound on the backside, and that's what happens. It results in a putback for the Lady Leopards.
Yeah, Martin does an incredible job just ball handling. Three for Arkadelphia, and it'll be rebounded by Tramble. That was put up by Olivia Locke.
That time DeQueen doubled down on Hannah Fanaki. They weren't going to let her get the entry pass. Olivia was ready to shoot that. She didn't quite catch it clean. Had a little bobble as soon as she caught the ball. Threw her timing off just a little bit. Tramble for DeQueen did a nice job of blocking Hannah Fanaki out and not allowing her to get the offensive glass. Now Hannah's going to get to play a little point guard defense as DeQueen's going to go into their four-corner game. Nice dribble and dish off onto the backside for a layup.
And it'll be Tramble with 2 more points for herself. And you saw a defender for Arkadelphia fall down. I didn't see. There was a collision. I just didn't see who fell down or caused it. I was looking at the ball. One-handed stop, and that is going to be another rebound for Fanaki, who just overshoots on the short jumper.
Yep. It's going to end up at, somewhere around a 20-point game. You look at the score, and you're like, man, but this is progress from the last time these two teams played. It was a 40-point win. It's a 43-point win for the DeQueen Lady Leopards. The Lady Badgers have played much better tonight, took good care of the ball for the most part. If you were watching this whole game, you remember a lot of open looks that Arkadelphia was not able to convert on. And then DeQueen, conversely, the other side of that, though, is DeQueen did not have its best shooting night either. And it looks like these two teams are going to be content to run this clock out. Arkadelphia applying a little bit of pressure. DeQueen going to pass it around as we're 25 seconds left, and probably be the last possession of the game for this.
Oh, likely will. And credit the Badgers. They did an incredible job against this 36th ranked team in the nation, in Arkadelphia, and held them for a long time, just to 10 points. Tramble with the ball, and she'll kick it back out, but it'll be it. As I guess the Leopards thought about putting it back up, but instead it'll be 46-26, a 20-point game. But credit the Leopards, did an incredible job. Started really slow, 6-6, and then just took off from there. Lost the third quarter, though. That was won by the Badgers, by 3 points at the end of that one. So a lot of good pluses for this Badger team and some pros to look on after this game. But the Leopards will improve to 18-2 on the year, as well as 7-0, in conference. while the Badgers go to 1-7 as well as 4-15 on the year. I'm Josh Salem here with Chris Babb. But we got the men's game coming up, Chris, and what do you look for in that one?
Well, Arkadelphia is really just going to try to get back on track. Offensively, they hope that this is going to be a game where they're able to get back into things and back into the swing of things, get in a good rhythm offensively. For the Lady Badgers now, as we come up on the last 3 weeks of the season, now it's turning your attention and trying to do the little things that you need to do to improve to go on to the district tournament. Each one of these teams in the 4A7 still has a chance to make it to the 4A South Regional. Arkadelphia, as it looks, will end up in the 6th or 7th place position, and they'll have to win 2 games to qualify for that regional. That'll be a tough task for Arkadelphia, but if the shooting can get there, if they can knock some shots down and be able to convert on some of those, and down the stretch, you're not going to play the Queen. Nashville will be a tough Friday night against Malvern. Here will be a fun game. It always is when Arkadelphia and Malvern play. You've got a home game next week against Nashville. It's senior night. It's the last home game of the season, and then you finished at Hope, which was your other conference win, and at Mena, which will be a tough one, but it's a preparation for the district tournament, which will be at Mena the next week. So the Lady Badgers will try to correct things offensively, get things going, and they'll start that Friday night as they host the Lady Leopards of Malvern High School at 6 o'clock here at Arkadelphia High School.
Well, we will be back in just a moment as the Arkadelphia Badgers men's team will face off against the DeQueen Leopards here at home. The Arkadelphia team 4-3 in conference, 6-6 overall, and they are looking to rebound off of a tough loss last week. But overall, DeQueen comes in at 3-15 on the year, hasn't won a game yet in conference. But Jacob Lee, the head coach for the Leopards, would like to turn things around here tonight against the Badgers.
That's right. Arkadelphia is not going to be in a place to take anybody lightly. They struggled offensively. They're really going to try to get back in the swing of things. Started off 4-0, have lost 3 straight. So Coach Williams really wants to use tonight to get back into the swing of things.
Well, we will be back in a moment. I'm Josh Salem here with Chris Babb, and we'll start the men's game in about 12 minutes. See you in a moment.